We are in the fifth video of animal tissue, and as you can see on your screen, we have Popeye the Sailor Man, and he says eat spinach and build muscles. So yes, we are now going to talk about muscular tissue. So we have three types of muscles in our body. Which are they? Cardiac muscles, skeletal muscles, and smooth muscles. Do you think they are different? Yes, they are. And they are, structurally different. Their function is also different. Okay. But one common thing they all have, and that is they all are made up of muscle cells. Okay. So muscular tissue is, muscles are made up of muscular tissue, and muscular tissue is in turn made up of muscle cells. Now these muscle cells are always like elongated fibers, and that's why we call these individual muscle cells as muscle fibers. Okay, now we will talk about these muscles first. Okay, first let us start with smooth muscles. Where are these muscles present? Well, these muscles are present in the walls of internal body organs. Do you know that after, when the process of digestion is, initiated, or it begins into the stomach will churn the food. Okay, it will also show peristalsis, that is rhythmic contraction and relaxation of its own muscles. Okay, and that churning process is promoted by smooth muscles present in the wall of the stomach. Okay, intestine also shows presence of muscles. Esophagus also shows presence of muscles. So all these muscles which are present in the walls of internal body organs, they are nowhere attached to our skeleton. Okay, are known as smooth muscles. So this point we have covered here. Let me use pointer. They are nowhere attached to the skeleton, and they are present in the walls of the internal body organs. Okay, now question comes, why we are calling them as smooth muscles? For that we need to go on the previous slide. Now see here, the first two muscles you observe, you can see some dark and light band pattern on skeletal muscles, and the same pattern is observed on cardiac muscles. When the muscles have this alternate dark and light band pattern, we call it as striations. Okay, but in the case of smooth muscles, you can't find that pattern, so no striations are there. In other words, I can say that smooth muscles have smooth appearance, they do not have striations present on them, and that's why the name is given smooth muscles to them. Okay, now individually, when you see the structure of each muscle cell in these smooth muscles, it is a cell with pointed ends. Okay, so this is known as spindle shaped cells. Okay, so when the cell is with pointed ends, the cell is known as spindle shaped cell. The cell shows presence of one nucleus, and the nucleus is present in the center. So this is again the characteristic feature of smooth muscle cells. See, I have written over here. The cells are spindle shaped with pointed ends. Okay, and the cells show presence of one nucleus in the center of a cell. Then these muscles do not show presence of striations. Therefore they are also known as non-striated muscles. Then these muscle fibers are not branched. Okay, you can see one whole cell. The cell is not branched anywhere. That's why I have written here that the muscle cells are not branched. Okay, then these muscles are going to control involuntary movements. See, all the muscles of internal body organs will work on their own pace. They will not work according to our wish. If I ask my stomach not to do work today, it won't happen, because stomach muscles will work on their own. They are not controlled voluntarily, and that's why they are known as involuntary muscles. Okay, okay, and then they never get fatigued. Okay, have you ever heard that your stomach is saying, oh my god, today I'm tired and I'm not going to digest food, I don't want to do work today? So that means they work continuously and they never get fatigued. Okay, so yes, this is all about these smooth muscles. Now let us move on the next type of muscles, skeletal muscles. Now as the name suggests, the skeletal muscles are always attached with our bones. Okay, so that the name is given to them. Now as you can see in the diagram, let me use pointer over here. See, The smooth muscle cell was pointed or spindle shaped, but here the skeletal muscle cell is somewhat cylindrical in shape with blunt ends. The ends are not pointed. So this is very important property, different from the smooth muscle cells. Okay. Then the skeletal muscle cell is a multinucleated cell. Can you see here? Many nuclei are there. Moreover, these nuclei are peripheral in position. Okay. That means they are going to be situated near the boundaries of cell. Okay. Then the muscles are attached to bones in the skeleton by tendons that I have told you. That's why they get their name. Okay. Then these muscles are going to control voluntary movements. For example, to move my hand or not is my wish. Okay, I am going to decide, I am going to control the movement of my skeletal muscles, and that's why it is said that they are going to control voluntary movements, and as they control voluntary movements, we can also call them as voluntary muscles. Then the muscle fibers are unbranched. Nowhere you can see that the cell is branched. So that's why the muscle fibers are unbranched. And then unique feature of this particular muscular cell is presence of striations. What are striations? I told you. Alternate light and dark bands are known as striations. Okay. That is why these muscles are also known as striated muscles. Okay. So see, one muscle type is known by many other names. You can call it as a skeletal muscle or striated muscle or voluntary muscle. Okay. And then they get fatigued soon. If you use them extensively, they get fatigued. For example, if I do exercise for maybe 2 hours on one particular day, all of a sudden, then I have that pain, I have that muscle ache, isn't it? I'm not fresh at that particular day because the muscles at that point in time are fatigued. So skeletal muscles are fatigued soon. And third type of muscles we have are cardiac muscles. On your screen you have this animation of heart. Okay, the contraction and relaxation of heart is possible because of cardiac muscles. Now these muscles are exclusively present in the wall of heart, and the wall of heart is known as myocardium. So myocardium is made up of cardiac muscles. Now what is the beauty of these muscle cells? That some of the properties they share with smooth muscle cells and skeletal muscle cells. Some properties are common, but these muscle cells have their own unique properties or features as well. So let us see all of them now. Cardiac muscles are going to form the or make the wall of the heart called myocardium that we have already seen. The cell, each cell is made up of single cell. Okay, and the cell's nucleus is present in the center. So this property is similar to the cells of smooth muscles. Okay, then the muscle fibers are branched. Now this is unique property of cardiac muscle cells. See, this is one cell and you can find that this cell has its own branch here. So each muscle fiber is branched. Okay, this was not the case with smooth muscle cells or skeletal muscle cells, if you remember. Then the next property is also unique to them. When the adjacent cells meet with each other, okay, you can see here the meeting point of the adjacent cells is marked by presence of zigzag lines. So those zigzag lines are known as intercalated discs. So intercalated discs is the characteristic feature of only cardiac muscles. Okay. Then of course these are involuntary in their function. Now this is something which is again similar with the smooth muscles. You can't control the movement of your heart. Okay. So that's why these muscles are involuntary in action. Okay. The striations are present. You can see alternate dark and light bands. So this property is similar with the skeletal muscles, isn't it? Yes. And they never get fatigued. Again common feature of as that of smooth muscles, isn't it? So yes, cardiac muscles are going to play a very important role in the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of heart. Okay. And yes, my dear students, thereby here we finish our 5th video.